Hello, everybody. How is it going? My name is Lucas, and I got a request to see how the DNAfx GiT Pro works using it in a live gig setting. So, what I did, as you can see right here on the software, I put a clean crunch, like kind of heavy hard rock distortion, lots of distortion, and I put my lead tone all right here in preset 39. So you have three, this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. And the way this works is it corresponds to the different letters, the different switches on the DNA itself. So it's B, C, and this is D. So when you push those, it switches right to it. So this is what I'm going to do. The DNA is going to stay on my desk, and I'm going to switch from each patch using my hand. I don't want to put it on the floor because, if you're using a gate, obviously going to be four, and you're going to be using it with your foot. I don't want to put it on the floor because that creates issues, because I'd have to put a camera on that, and I'm not going to have good light on that, and it just creates a lot of issues. So I'm just going to keep it on the desk, and I'm going to use my hand for it. Move the mic a little bit so I can see. There we go. So what I'm going to do is we're on the clean tone. We're going to play a little bit on the clean tone, and then I'll switch to different patches and stuff like that. Okay, so as you can hear, there is a little bit of a gap. So I played that little song that I made up, and kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it was when you switch into the different ones. I personally do not find that the gaps between each scene, if you want to call it that, I don't know exactly what Harley Benton officially calls it when you switch between A, B, and C, and D. It's technically scenes. That's what they call it in the Aspects. So I'll call it scenes. When you're switching between each scene, I don't find that the gap is bad, personally, right? So, I know there is a little bit of delay because I'm using my hand instead of playing it, but I don't find it is that big of a gap. I find pretty much all of the modeling processors these days, a lot of the popular ones, they don't really have a problem going between patch to patch. A lot of people are very picky, and they're like, this is too long, it takes too long. Now, I could get into this very scientifically and measure the milliseconds that it takes, but I don't really feel that that's necessary, because I don't really know what that would prove. It's better that I just show you it used in kind of that type of context. And I mean, I went from clean to crunch to I went from a bunch of different scenarios so that way you can see how it switches. I mean, if you would measure it between, you know, a real amp with pedals and this, it's going to be very similar. I don't see a scenario where this would be bad on stage. It would be absolutely perfect if you're playing a gig with it. And quite honestly, it's compact enough. You put it in a little bag and you can, you know, play it anywhere. So, does the DNAfx GiT Pro succeed using it in a live setting? I'm going to say yes. No, we're not necessarily focusing so much on tones or anything like that, but, you know, focusing purely on switching in between different patches, I say it does. I mean, the expression pedal, right now I have it's set to volume, as you can see in the top right here, it's set to volume. Or you can set it to expression. You know, if you turn, it depends on what you want to do. That works fine too. Like, there's no, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but there's no major delay switching between presets. Watch, I'm going to chug. Let's go right here so you can hear us a little bit. I'm going to chug and then go between this and the crunch. It sounds good. I mean, obviously scratch it there. If you want the least amount of difference, because I know some people are particular about this. If you want the least amount of change, so from my Friedman rhythm to my Friedman lead, the only thing that's really different is kicking on the delay and reverb. That's literally the only thing that's different. And there's a slight little delay there when you're doing that, which is to be expected. So if you want the least amount of shifting, put everything in the same amp and literally just turn effects on and off. I mean, and as you heard, everything that we went through here was completely different amps. So it was, the first one was a Shiva, the second one, I think it's a Plexi I have, and then you have the two Freeman. So in a gig setting, it does fine, in my opinion. What about your opinion? Do you think it does good in a gig? Do you think they need to improve something? Let me know in the comments down below. And guys, I thought this video was cool. Leave me a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much for hanging out, checking out this video. Catch you in the next one. Peace.